my name is Victoria Williams, and I thought for my presentation today I would take us all the way back to the beginning of class to Chapter 11 and talk about how to calculate an employee's net pay. To begin calculation of net pay, though, you must start with the employee's gross pay, and gross pay is basically the amount owed to an employee in a pay period. The way to calculate an hourly employee's gross pay is hours worked by hourly rate, and that equals hourly gross pay. Then you have to also calculate for salaried employees. And the way you do salaried employees is a little different than the way you do hourly rate employees, which is annual salary divided by pay periods in that year. And that would equal the salaried employee's gross pay. Then you cannot forget to deduct federal income tax. And this is deducted based off of information on your employee's W-4. And basically that could be marital status, filing status, additional withholdings designated by the employee. This information helps determine what their tax bracket is, and once you determine their tax bracket, you can know exactly how much to deduct and know that you have it right. Next seems like the biggest pain to me out of all of it, and that is deducting state and local withholdings. The reason I think it sounds so difficult is that state withholdings can basically be different. Every state can have a different rule for state withholdings, and they can have different forms for their payroll, and it sounds really difficult. And then even some may not even have it because they do not have to tax income. And so you need to really check your government and make sure that you're following the right set of rules, because where it gets even more complicated is that even your cities can have their own rules and laws for filing your withholdings. Then we have my personal favorite, which I'm sure not many people say that, which is FICA. I don't know about you guys, and I'm sure not many people are as big of a Friends fanatic as me, but where I first learned about FICA was in one of the first episodes of the show. Rachel Green had gotten her first job at the coffee house and thought she was going to make all this money, and she got her paycheck, and she was all excited, and she goes running over to the 5 other ones sitting on the couch. She was like, look, I got my first paycheck, and opens it up, and is so disappointed because it's so little money, and then goes, well, who is FICA, and why are they taking all my money? And then they proceed to explain to her what FICA is, and that's how I first learned about it. Well, basically, FICA is Medicare tax and your Social Security, which comes out about 7.65% of your check, and the way you would calculate this is gross pay times 7.65% equals your FICA. And then lastly, you withhold if there are any additional voluntary deductions, such as healthcare plans, garnishments, charitable donations. And now that gross pay has been calculated, withholding income tax, FICA, and any other that you may have to withhold, that's how you calculate your employee's net pay. And I have had a great summer. I am so glad I took this class with Ms. Parker again. And thank you so much. I've learned so much this summer. I hope everybody has a great rest of the year.